This is the plaintiff, Jessica. She says her mother rented an apartment from the defendant for 7 years until she passed away, and the unscrupulous woman's unfairly withholding the security deposit on trumped-up charges. Since the defendant didn't provide her with an official list of damages in the required 30 days, she's now entitled to sue for double and is doing just that, to the tune of $3,134. This is the defendant, Miguelina Matos. She says the plaintiff's mother fell behind on rent, and she used some of the security to cover the missed payments. Unfortunately, the damages her mother caused far exceed the amount of security she has. And if anyone here today is owed money, it's certainly not the plaintiff. She's accused of taking advantage. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,780 for excessive damages.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her mom rented from the defendant for 7 years. She passed away, and now the defendant won't return the security. But the defendant says the plaintiff was behind in rent. It's the case of this too shall pass.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Jessica, you've asked us not to mention your last name. You are suing Miguelina Matos for $3,134, double a security deposit of $1,567 that you say your mother left behind and is due.
Yes.
Your mother is deceased.
Yes.
I am sorry to hear about your loss. Okay, so she lived there for how long?
8 years.
All right, and her security deposit at the beginning, when she first moved in, was how much?
1567.
$1,567?
As stated,
All right.
yes.
Now, she was on public assistance, correct?
It's a non-profit organization for sick people. They help with a portion of their rent.
Okay. And how long were they helping with a portion of their rent?
I believe the whole time. Yes.
So was she sick for 9 years?
Yeah. She's had this battle forever.
Oh, God bless her. All right. So the rent was how much?
The rent was $1,045, and
She would pay $219 a month or something like that.
$219. It varied by the years.
By the
depending
years. All right. So now, according to you, at some points during the years, she would be short on the $219.
Yes. What happened was she fell behind. There was one episode where she couldn't catch
When?
up. About 2 years into her living with me.
Right. But okay.
She asked me, it's like, is it possible for it to come, because I can't seem, I'm never going to catch up because I'm very short. She's on a set income. So I said, okay, what we could do is we'll leave the security at $1,000. We'll take the difference to bring you up to date, and then you'll be fine, and we could go forward like nothing's happened going forward.
Do you know anything about this?
No. And
Right. So how are we going to recreate this to understand that that's what happened?
Well, in September, Martha was looking to put her things in order, and she asked me for another receipt for the security.
Martha's your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
So I gave her the receipt for $1,000. We had a little bit of a discussion about, because I felt that it was a lot less, but she only remembered the $1,000, so because that was like what we had said. So I provided her a receipt for the $1,000.
Do you have that?
No.
Okay. Do you have that?
Yes, I do. And
me
she
see it.
knows it because she has her mother's phone. And on her mother's phone, she says, I know that it's $1,000.
Is that true?
Your Honor, I have my mother's phone here. I couldn't forward that into evidence because it's disconnected.
Do you see a text from your mother to her acknowledging that the security?
$1,000,
So
yes.
then where do you come off, pretending that it's $1,567?
But they had an altercation. I really wish if you
What
read
did you
it.
read in the text about
She
what I'm
says-
asking?
She's told my mom she had nothing left. My mom says, no, it was $1,000 from the last time we spoke.
Let's see the text. Remember last time when it went to $1,000, I asked you to give me a receipt. I'm right. I had a month and a half. I used the $500, not that $1,000 that was not touched. Really, I can't believe you would say that. The first time you went a couple of months, it was $500. That happened more than once, and you know it, but it's my fault for not having you sign that you use it. So then you're conceding $1,000, but in your mind, she lost the whole thing. Yeah, if it's good enough for your mom, it's going to be good enough for me. So we start with $1,000. Now, why is it that you won't return the $1,000?
So, do landlords typically screw over tenants when it comes to returning security?
They do. They definitely do.
So you think they're fundamentally dishonest?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So you buy an apartment building and you're a dishonest person?
No.
Well, but you're kind of saying that.
But I mean, I've been screwed over like with the deposit several times, never got a refund, and I've never done anything to the apartment. It's like perfect when I leave the apartment.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm going to you just because it looks so difficult. Do landlords typically screw tenants over?
Yes, but I mean it's their place, so if they want,
Well, they're not allowed to screw you over just because it's their place.
but it tends to happen all the time.
It does happen.
It does happen all.
Okay, good luck to you over there, by the way. What do you say?
Oh, well, honestly, I've never rented an apartment before, but just from what I've seen and heard, they can be a little shady in their dealings.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
It's not that I won't return the 1,000, Your Honor.
Well, it is, because according to you, there's damage.
There's damage.
Okay, so what is the damage?
There's getting the apartment back to a rentable condition. What happened was...
She lived there for how many years?
8 years. 8 years. She painted the walls dark. There was a
Did she
a
have your
remorse.
permission to paint it?
No, ma'am.
You never gave her
no,
permission to paint it?
No.
And were the walls darker?
I have a video if you can take, I don't think it's too dark, but
So what color were they?
like a beige, light beige taupe, and the living room was like a light mint green, like really light.
Which is the color that you
Moss
say?
green.
The moss green, okay. And then according to you, there's all kinds of damage. Let's go through the damage. You say that you've had to get new radiator valves. How on earth would that be the tenant's fault?
Because Martha had a problem with the heating. So she would open and close, and it's too hot, it's too cold, open and
So
close.
what?
And it got stripped.
Well, after 9 years, yeah, why don't you pay for the valves? You're the landlord. Why would she have to pay for it? See, if she's using it in the way it was intended, she didn't break it. If she's using it the way it's intended and it wears out, that's on you. And then late fees of $140 because Cornerstone didn't pay October, November, December until December.
Yes.
Now,
did
let
not
me
get
see
funded.
the lease with Cornerstone. What does it say about that?
They're not liable for the late fees.
They're not liable.
You
for-
are? Or your mom
yeah,
is,
my
I
mom.
guess?
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need to see it. That's what I wanted to check. Bathroom sink replacement. What'd she do to the sink?
She took out the catch.
The what?
The catch that keeps things from falling into the sink, and everything in the bathroom would go down the opening, because now it's wide, there's nothing to hold
Why
it
didn't you
back.
tell her to put it back in?
I did. I even bought her a metal one, a mesh one that she could put in, remove it as needed, but it didn't work. So constantly, we had to call the plumbers, get it in. The sink was a mess, so I had to replace that. So I had to.
How old was that sink?
It was new because I put it
Okay,
in for
do you
her
have
when
any
she got
evidence
in.
that she broke the sink? Do you have anything from a plumber to suggest that the way the tenant was using it is what
It says,
caused?
yes, I have from, I called Service Pro. They're the company that came in to look at it.
All bathroom backed up. Snaked line and cleared stoppage. Snaked lavatory. Okay. How does that mean that she has to pay to buy a new sink? There's no evidence here that the tenant did something to require you to buy a new sink. If you bought a new sink because that was good for you, that's fine. But why would she have to pay for a new sink? That's bathroom sink replacement. 7-year-old Kenmore steam boiler piped incorrectly. 3 radiator shutoff valves leaking through floor. All radiators except 2 have been replaced with baseboard. Air vents on baseboard are for hydronic and not steam. Entire home needs balancing and pitching. Okay, why would she have to pay because somebody put all this stuff in wrong originally? That's what I just read from Service Pro. Why does the tenant have to pay $95? Look, yeah, it costs you. It costs money, but why should it cost her?
No, because they came in to look at what was causing it to. I called them in to see why those are the only ones that are leaking. Because there's 16 heaters
Ms.
in my
Matos,
house.
did you hear what I just read out loud? 7-year-old Kenmore steam boiler piped incorrectly. Did Marta do that?
No.
Oh, okay. 3 radiator shut-off valves leaking through floor. All radiators except 2 have been replaced with baseboard. Air vents on baseboard are for the wrong kind of heat. You know, I mean, how is this her fault? That's crazy. All right. Okay, do you have pictures of how dirty the apartment was? Because you're also deducting $175 for cleaning.
I don't, like I said,
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to get
Listen,
this, so I didn't take pictures
no,
before.
No, but let me just tell you something. You know if you're returning a security deposit, and you know why you're not. So when you do that walkthrough as a landlord, and this is a message to every landlord within the sound of my voice, if you are walking through and saying, I can't believe what a pigsty this is. Look at this, they broke that. I can't believe they left this in this condition. It should be occurring to you to take pictures. Now, you have a video. So let's see what, I guarantee to you, her video is not going to show what you want it to show, but let's see what the video shows.
This room is clean. Everything's good. This is there because it's leaking. The landlord knows that. Everything's cleaned and out. But that's leaking too. But everything is out, okay? Okay? Everything is done.
Okay, based on what I am reviewing here, I find that the following. Number one, that the evidence shows that the security deposit was at best $1,000. Number two, that rent for December comes off of that, and that the late fee comes off of that. That leaves $641 in play. You live in the state of New Jersey. New Jersey is a state that allows double recovery for the amount wrongfully withheld. Now, a judge has a lot of leeway on wrongfully. I can see when sometimes there's a debate about, well, did the tenant do this? Did the tenant not do this? But when I have stuff from the, service pro that says this thing was all piped wrong, and they put I don't think that that's debatable. So on the remaining $641, I am going to order double recovery, $1,282 to the estate of your mother. As for the paint and the darker rooms, as far as I'm concerned, when somebody lives there 8-9 years, you're going to have to paint again anyway. That's my verdict.
So the plaintiff gets a portion of what she was seeking, not the full $3,000. Ms. Meadows, and you didn't get anything for your countersuit because you have to repaint anyway. So what do you think about what the judge decided?
Well, I totally accept her judgment, but there was excessive, but,
Okay,
it's fine.
thank you very much.
Thank you so
Sorry
much.
about that. You must sign some documents there that way. Jessica, who is the plaintiff, is on her way out of the courtroom. You okay with this now?
Yes,
You
I'm
understand
fine.
why you didn't get everything you were seeking?
I completely understand, and I'm happy with the verdict.
Okay, good enough, fair enough. Sorry you had to come to court. Thank you very much. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, the law varies from state to state. A lot of states say the landlord has to pay a penalty if they wrongfully withhold a security deposit. It will vary. Some states, you can get as much as 3 times to what they wrongfully withhold. You should go online, type the name of your state in, put security deposit law. It's pretty easy to read, and it will help you out. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.